Let me say something that might sound uncomfortable at first. The things that pay the most in this world are usually the things that are mentally difficult. Not physically exhausting, not loud, not flashy, mentally difficult. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. As a digital skill coach and an entrepreneur, I've worked with people from different backgrounds, students, professionals, creatives, business owners, and one pattern keeps repeating itself. It's not that people don't want to earn more. Everybody wants that. The problem is that most people avoid anything that puts their thinking under pressure. The moment a task requires sustained reasoning, the moment it needs deep focus, the moment there are too many moving parts to track, people disengage. They procrastinate. They distract themselves. They look for shortcuts. And then they wonder why their income plateaus. Here's the quiet truth. Nobody markets to you. Mental strain is valuable. If a task forces you to think harder than average, it already has a built-in scarcity. Because the average person doesn't want to think that hard for that long. Think about it. Anyone can scroll. Anyone can copy what's trending. Anyone can follow simple instructions. But not everyone can. Learn a complex skill without immediate rewards. Sit with confusion without quitting. Pay attention long enough to build mastery. Execute without external pressure. That's why those who can get paid. When I started building digital skills seriously, I noticed something about myself. The days I grew the most were not the days I felt motivated. They were the days my brain felt tired. Days when I had to figure things out instead of being shown, solve problems instead of consuming content, make decisions without certainty. Those days felt heavy. But those days were also compound days. They stacked quietly. Most people avoid those days. They interpret mental difficulty as a sign that something is wrong. But in reality, mental difficulty is often a sign that you're doing the right kind of work. Work that stretches you. Work that upgrades your thinking. Work that builds leverage. And leverage is what income responds to. Here's something I want you to really sit with. The market does not reward effort. It rewards cognitive value. How well can you think? How long can you focus? How clearly can you solve problems? How consistently can you execute? That's what separates high earners from busy people. You notice that the most valuable roles in any system are not the loudest ones. They're the ones where decisions matter, errors are costly, thinking quality changes outcomes. And because thinking well is hard, fewer people qualify. That's the point. So if you're listening to this and asking yourself how to be more productive, here's a reframe that changed everything for me. Stop trying to make your work easier. Start training your mind to handle difficulty better. Productivity is not about speed. It's about mental depth. The deeper you can go without escaping, the more valuable you become. And once your thinking becomes valuable, your income has no choice but to follow. Mental difficulty pays. Not immediately, not loudly, but reliably.